Perhaps I'm not Canadian. Don't Canadians just agree with everything? Oh, you think he's natural? Yeah, eh? Oh, okay, I changed my mind, eh? I'm Canadian. I'm not allowed to disagree, eh? You're right, eh? Is that not what us Canadians do? Coach Greg, in today's video, the world's biggest fake natty, Gharilla, well, he calls me out. He watched my video where I said, there's no way this guy is natural. And he, well, let's just say he disagrees. And so we're going to watch the video where he says, I didn't do enough research and I have to buy some glasses. And so did I again make a mistake? Am I going to have to retire from doing natty or nots? Or is he a fake natty after all?
Greg,
Kirk!
Doucette made a video about your boy. That is crazy, bro.
And so the first thing I notice is his body is all covered up. Is he covering up because if he were to wear a tank top, there would be so much muscle exploding from everywhere that everyone know he's a fake natty. So step one in being a fake natty is to just cover up your body and say, hey, I promise I was natural. No cap!
I just want to explain myself on a couple things that I think he didn't really bring up, you know? He said he was gonna bring it up, but he didn't, bro, so.
What exactly did I have to miss? What more did I have to go over? He's 6'5", 275 pounds, 20 years of age. I have to do more research for this. If you're black, you have better genetics for bodybuilding.
I mean, he might be a hella sarcastic. I feel like it's not wrong to say that, bro. Like, let's say the Mr. Olympias, bro. Phil Heath, Ronnie Coleman.
And so he has a great point. We're going over Ronnie Coleman, Phil Heath. These guys are black and they have amazing genetics and are multiple Mr. Olympia champions. And so perhaps it is true. I'm not saying that it's not. And I don't believe there's anything wrong with saying, hey, black guys have better genetics. Perhaps they do. I'm watching the 100-meter dash and many of them are black. Perhaps they do have better genetics.
You just go to
Kirk!
Africa in general, I swear to God, like people who are from West Africa put on muscle faster.
You can't just show a guy who's black in some other country and say, well, see this guy's physique? There's proof that I'm natural. I mean, can I now say, look at Chris Bumstead. I'm natural. Guys, for all these years I've been lying. I'm not on HRT right now. I'm not taking 140 milligrams a week. I just said that to make you feel good about yourselves. I didn't want you to be jealous. And my evidence, my proof, you see Chris Bumstead, we're from the same country. It's the Canadians, it's in the water. Or perhaps it's in the maple syrup and the poutine. Did you guys not know about poutine? You guys think you're badass? I live in an igloo. I live on poutine and Tim Hortons cups of coffee. And that's why I'm so jacked. Don't you get it now? In Canada, we have beaver tails. We eat beaver tails. It's not that beaver. Get your head out of the gutter. And not the beaver tails from the animals either. No animals were hurt during the recording of this video. Perhaps I'm not Canadian. Don't Canadians just agree with everything? Oh, you think he's natural? Yeah, eh? Oh, okay, I changed my mind, eh? I'm Canadian. I'm not allowed to disagree, eh? You're right, eh? Is that not what us Canadians do?
Bro did not look at my progress whatsoever, bro.
Greg never looked at my photos. Bam, bam, bam. It went so fast, I'm putting it on quarter speed right now just to see what he's talking about.
Bro did not look at my progress.
And so even on quarter speed, it didn't prove you're natural. I watched it at quarter speed. I took my time. I didn't see any proof that you're natural. And so the editors this time show that clip, the 1.1 seconds that he shows up 3 pictures, and see if that changes the audience's mind. You've now seen his progress photos from when he was a teenager. Do you now believe he's natural? Did Coach Greg get it wrong?
Said, oh, he's not natural. He never
Cook!
Look, that's kind of, you know, I'll say dishonest.
I mean, I think it's a stretch to say I'm being dishonest. Being dishonest would be lying. I think he's a fake natty. Does that mean I'm being dishonest? Dishonest would be that I think he's natural, but I make a video and I pretend that he's a fake natty, that I didn't actually believe it, but I'm just saying it for the views. I give you my honest opinion. I would love to say that I think he's natural. Remember, I love it. It's fun for me. Now, perhaps the audience, they don't like it when I say guys are natural. I know that people want to hear me say that guys are fake naturals, but if I looked and I thought he really was natural, I would have said, I think he's natty.
I'll actually make a
Kirk!
video myself explaining what happened. I'll do that another time.
And so perhaps he should take his own advice. Make your own natty transformation. Show yourself from the age of 5, 6, 7. Show photos from each year, perhaps 3 or 4 photos from each and every year, and show the progress. Also add in your weight. When you're 13, you're perhaps 100 kilograms, 14, 110 kilograms. Just show us the progress. Let us see. And if you do that, we ourselves can try to determine, it's very suspicious at 15 and a half. From 15 and a half to 17, that's where I saw the most progress. Or perhaps it's 18, 19. But if you don't show us your progress photos at every age, every step of the way with weights, how can we decide when you started taking PEDs? There was a guy named Hussein Farhat, and I did a natty or not on him. I said, there's no way this guy's natural. And I said, show me the blood work. He then showed me the blood work. Blood work came out clean. And so I had to conclude he was natural. And so Gharilla, show me the blood work. If you get your blood work done from a doctor, hospital, and so on, send it to Coach Greg. I'll go over the blood work and determine and see, are you in fact natural? And remember, you don't get 2 or 3 months to do this. You got to do this in the next several days. That way you don't have the time to go off. You can't trick the tests. And so, show me the blood work.
We'll actually see this shit in real time. What is going to happen these next coming months?
And so, one way to show that you're natural all that time is if you, after going on steroids, you then suddenly put on, let's call it 50 pounds. If he suddenly goes up by 50 pounds, then I'm going to have to look back and say, you know what, guys? The guy probably was natural. I mean, think of it. If he had been on steroids his entire life as a teenager, how would he suddenly have then put on 50 pounds?
I've been bulking out this is the 3rd week. In morning weight, I've already added 5 kilos. I'll be eating clean food and 5K calories, bro.
I don't think that's enough food. How could he put on size by only eating 5,000 calories? I mean, Hugh Jackman eats 6,000 calories and he's literally half of this guy's size. He's eating chicken, tilapia, and beans and eating 6,000 calories. This guy, he's only eating 5,000. And so I think what's going to happen is probably by the end of the bulk, he's going to probably weigh 200 pounds. I mean, Hugh Jackman ate 6,000 calories and got shredded while he bulked up for the role of Wolverine. And so if this guy only eats 5,000, I think he may in fact get hospitalized for losing too much weight.
But when it comes to veins, I swear to God, at 150 kg, bulked up, most body fat I ever had, bro. Like, I had gyno everywhere. I was 150 kg, 330 pounds.
And so notice he's saying, hey, when I was bulked up and 330 pounds, I had gyno everywhere and whatnot, and I had veins even then. I feel like that's like saying that you're on steroids. If you're on SARM, steroids, and so on, and you bulked up to 330 pounds and had gyno, that seems like evidence that maybe the veins, the gyno, the size, the strength, all of it came from performance-enhancing drugs. It doesn't guarantee it. Remember, I'm just guessing at that. You guys all know this is a guess. I'm not his biological father. I don't know for a fact that this guy has crazy genetics or not. I don't know if he's in fact natural. I take a guess, an educated guess, based on what I see. And so when I say I think he's a fake natty, it means exactly that. It's me, think, the part in the brain that does things, analyzes stuff, that he, him, is fake, as in not actually natural. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times I say things and I speak too high a level. I try to explain things at about a grade 9 level, but perhaps many people, perhaps they're not as smart as Coach Greg. I need to speak them at their lower level. Pretend they're 6 or 7 years old.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
I think he's a fake natural. I don't think he's actually natural. I don't know this. I think it. I could be wrong, but it's my opinion. And so if you're sitting there in the comment section hating on Coach Greg, why? Because I don't think exactly like you? Would it be fun if the entire world thought the exact same way? If we were all carbon copy clones of each other? Well, perhaps the governments and so on, they would love that to happen. We'd all just think and act and do exactly what they say, but perhaps some of us are different. We don't all think alike, and me, I like that.
So when it comes to veins, that's pretty much just genetic. And I might have high blood pressure, bro. Who knows?
Yeah, he might have high blood pressure. He might have a high hematocrit from taking steroids. He might have too much hemoglobin. And this could be from taking steroids. And notice how guys who are bodybuilders, they oftentimes have more veins. Why do you think that is? It's from the steroids. And so to have more vascularity, it's a sign. It doesn't mean for sure. Remember, it's what I think. but it's a sign that you're taking steroids. That and the gyno and the massive size, the massive strength and the mass and, all that stuff. And the age is only 20 and,
Bro, I've been abusing, doing crazy amounts of
Turk!
GO2 and Turk builder, bro. And actually, I've been using the cookbook.
And so does that explain it? Well, maybe, but I don't think he was doing that his entire life. I know for a fact that Turk Builder hasn't been around for 5+ years. And so how do you explain how you're building muscle back then? It explains it now. Sure, it makes sense now. But what about when you were younger?
First year I went to 90. In another 6 months I went to 110. And then the next 6 months there again I was 125. I put on weight so easily if I actually just eat what I want, bro.
It doesn't prove that you're natural though. Just because you put on a lot of weight for 4 straight years doesn't mean that you're natural. Do you know who else who had put on a lot of weight for the last 4 straight years? Derek Lunsford, the Mr. Olympia champion. You know who else put on a lot of weight each year that he was training? Big Ramy. Big Ramy, every year he was training, it was unbelievable. The first 5 years, it was crazy. He wasn't natural though. And I don't think Derek Lunsford is natural as well. I mean, I could do a natty or not on him, and if I did, I'd say I don't believe Derek Lunsford's natural. And so just because you're putting on a lot of muscle each year doesn't in fact prove that you're natural during that time.
Now, obviously, it's a compliment. I would rather people say I don't look natural than looking natural, obviously.
And so he's saying he's natural, so should we just take his word for it? I mean, I literally thought this was sarcasm. When he said he was natural, I thought he was joking. And so perhaps he could say he's natural in a more conveying fashion. I really am natural. I know it's hard to believe. I mean, look at me. I'm 6'5" and 275 pounds. But for some crazy reason, I've had ridiculous genetics. When I was 14 years of age, I was already almost 200 pounds. I was very strong. And every year after that, I was literally putting on 20 pounds of muscle. I mean, I don't know why. Perhaps it's my genetics, my parents. But I know that I'm natural. And if you don't believe me, well, I get that. I understand that. And in fact, I take it as a compliment. The fact that none of you guys believe that I'm natural, well, I get it. But it's a compliment. And you know what? Just so that I can prove myself, even though I don't need to, drug test me at any time. I'll give Coach Greg my blood work. I will get my blood work at any time that they ask, just so that you know I didn't cycle off. They can go over my blood work, and I know I'm going to pass, and you know why? Because I haven't taken anything. And so you can hate me, you can call me a liar, but I will take a drug test at any time. That's what you do to prove that you're natural. Because if you do that, I'm going to say, yep, send me the blood work. Show me the blood work. And then you show it, and then I go over it, and then I say he's natural. Doesn't that sound like a good idea?
It does matter the way you say it, bro. It does. And I'm going to tell you why. You're kind of shitting on your character. You're calling me a blatant liar, bro.
But they have to call you a blatant liar because look at you. If you had 50 pounds less muscle and you say, hey, I'm natural, and I looked at you and be like, I don't believe it. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It's not because I don't like you as a person. It's because it's so unbelievable that I just can't believe it. And so if Derek Lunsford told me to my face, hey, I'm natural, Chris Bumstead and so on, and it's like, I don't believe it. Imagine if they were, though. Maybe there's a 1 in a trillion chance. Got to be 1 in a trillion. There's a chance somewhere. Lee, if not that, a 1 in a quadrillion, a septillion, 1 in a Googleplex. There's got to be an odd somewhere that one person in the next infinity of the universe could do it. And so it's possible. It's unlikely, not plausible. It's not likely, but maybe. And so I don't think you should take it as an insult. You have to understand that how are people going to believe it? Like if somebody shows a video and it's Coach Greg saying something and they see it and they watch it happen, it reminds me of The Running Man. Do you guys remember that film from the 80s? The Running Man, great movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And they literally had video footage of him with a gun and he was doing all these things, obviously ending people's lives. And so he was convicted as being a murderer. This was a video of the future. Imagine in a year from now if you saw the same thing. Do you not think that AI could generate a person and make it look like they did something and frame them for it? How long is that going to happen? How long before that happens? They have a video of Coach Greg doing all these crazy, horrendous things, and it's not even me. AI generated. And so in the 80s, when people watched that movie and it was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they saw him doing it and they called him guilty. They were positive. Arnold, no, I did not do it. I didn't do it. I saw it with my own eyes. Seeing is believing, right? No, wrong. It's not. And so do you get it now? just because you say you're natural and people don't believe it, it's not because they think you're a bad person. It's just, it's too hard to grasp, to quantify. How could this happen? They've never seen it ever happen before. And so you'll be the first. And so it's very hard to believe. I say, what is bro doing? And so this is like, bring it. Keep it coming. So what people do is they insult me. They write negative comments. They write me in the DMs and they think they're actually getting to me. I'm like, bring it. Give me some more. Like in the WWE and wrestling, somebody punches you in the face and you're like, again? And they hit you as hard as they can and they look at you and they say again. And it's like you're having no impact on me. You're a bunch of mosquitoes. And so when I say, keep it coming, bring it, it's a slap in the face. You hit me as hard as you can. You gave me your best shot. And I smiled and said, give me more. That is what that means.
He must have like smoked a couple J's before the video.
I actually wasn't high. I've never been high for a video. I'm not saying I don't smoke marijuana. Actually, I don't smoke it anymore. The lungs, pneumonia is on. I do use edibles. I had some last night. Helps me sleep. But I wasn't high when I made this video. I really wasn't. And if I was, I would say I was. It's not even illegal. Why would I lie?
You don't know how to read, like illiterate, bro.
I'm so old, I can even read cursive writing. You guys have no idea what that is? Like G, you think it's like this, but you can actually do this with the little squiggle. There's different ways to write certain letters. Did you guys know there's a different way to write other than going like this? Yeah, some of you who are perhaps in your 30s, you could write, you print, you say like A, and you like B and C. And then now the newest generation, it's like, they just push. You actually should still learn how to write with a pen. This is a blue pen. And this is a black pen. Now, as a teacher, I had a red pen and it would correct people when they like wrote things the wrong way and stuff. I would correct. And back in the day, way back, I'm going way back into the 70s and 80s, we'd be cursive. And so you would write like this. Your pen wouldn't leave the paper. After each word, it would go to the next word and you'd write it. And so I know it's a history lesson from thousands of years ago, but I was part of it.
You just can't seem to figure it out, right? So what you do, you say, I'm going to go buy me some glasses.
I don't need glasses. I'm actually dating a girl named Mebstagram. She's an eye surgeon. Works for LASIK MD. She's worked on the vision of my friends, even my staff. And so if I need to have laser eye surgery, she can do it on me.
You can say whatever, bro. When I started training Daphne, let's say 6 months before, I was probably 135. So I put on 5 kg in a couple months.
I mean, if I were him, I would just rub it in my face. I'd be like, I can't wait to show you my blood work, Coach Craig. You are so wrong. And you are going to have to make in a video. And you're going to have to say how stupid you were, that you had it wrong the whole time. Because I'm going to show your blood work. And so, Gharilla, the challenge is on. Show me the blood work.
If you believe that I've been taking roids for all these years, when did I start, bro? Did I start off training taking roids? Did I get gyno?
I'm excited to try to figure that out. I will do so based on the transformation video that you post. I will try to predict the year that he started. It's a great question. I don't have the answer. I'd like to have the answer, but remember, I only give you my opinion.
I don't mind the video. I think it's funny. And oh God, it's crazy to see you actually made a video about me.
To me, I would think, well, I've made it. He did a natty or not on me. I'm natural. He thinks I'm not natural. I made it. The entire video, I would have been smiling from ear to ear. I would have been like, I win. I win. And so when he says, show me the blood work, he shows the blood work and then he proves that he wins. Game over. Life is made.
Yeah, I wish you actually did some research, tried to find some old pictures, looked at the progress, which he said he was going to do. He didn't.
And so he says he wanted me to do more research than last time. I'll be looking forward to that transformation from early age until now, as well as going over the blood work. Now, if you want to get a physique like Gharilla, well, you're not going to. But if you want to get a smaller, less impressive physique, you can still use GO2 Max and Turk Builder. Perhaps you'll get halfway there. Halfway there, that would be amazing. And so Code Greg, 15% off. Click the link in the description. Remember, it's not just GO2 Max and Turk Builder. We also got the cookbooks, of course, pre-workouts, creatine, pre-workouts with no caffeine, with no stims. We got everything. Head over to my website, Code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Watch one of the 2 bloops. And if you like the cookbooks, the Circle Diet Book, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, and the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, you can get it all on the website. Got no money, get the free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages. Join the 300,000 plus newsletter subscribers. And until next time, I am out.